Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group. Hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday today, or if you're listening to this on Sunday, hope you're having a great Sunday. So, that being said, guys, I want to talk today about awareness. And it was one of the things that kind of came to me today when I was out on my workout. And I was thinking about actually how important that was. In fact, what had really crossed my mind is I was having a conversation earlier in the week with a fitness coach, and we were talking about, in a sense, nutrition. And, I was telling him about how my previous fitness coach, the way that he approached nutrition was something to the nature of like, hey, man, we don't want to change everything right away. But let's just say if you go to Wendy's and you buy a cheeseburger and you normally get French fries with it, let's go ahead and change that to a salad, right? So it was basically the way that he approached it was taking baby steps and taking some of your bad habits that you might have and replacing them with better habits. And I was telling him about that, and he was kind of telling me about his philosophy that was kind of along the same lines. And what I said to him after that was I do a calorie counting app, and it's called Lose It. You can actually download it for free. But the cool thing about the calorie counting app is that it has a barcode scanner, and it also has kind of like a community driven database where I don't give a fuck where you're at. You can find your food. Let's say I'm in J. Alexander's. I was in J. Alexander's the other day, and I had a prime rib. And I was able to actually find J. Alexander's 12-ounce prime rib inside of that app. And I was able to load it in, and it was added it to my calories for the day. So as I'm doing 75 hard, that was my diet. My diet is just I have to stay in the guidelines of my calories, which it has a calorie deflect, meaning that on a daily basis, I do more exercise and I burn more calories than I take in. And I want to say the calorie deflect on this one is something to the nature of about 500 calories per day. So meaning I burn an additional 500 calories each and every day when I stay in the guidelines of the calorie counting app. And I was talking to him about that. I was like, man, this is kind of like the best thing that for me personally, right? So I've done, the keto, I've done the Atkins before. I've done diets that were like that. And I've done all of this shit, but the bottom line is whenever I am entering my calories into this app, it gives me the awareness, meaning that I will look at it and I'll say, man, I don't have enough room in here today for this Snickers bar, or I don't want to eat, this chocolate ice cream cone today because now I'm not going to be able to eat what I really want for dinner. So what the app actually does, it clarifies and it gives you awareness on a daily basis. Now I'm going to tie this in several areas of life. So today I was just sitting there thinking about that. I was out with the wife, and we were doing 75 hard workout, and it just kept coming back to me. It's like, man, having awareness in life is like giving you clarity. And it's a lot like I talked on an earlier podcast about how God created the earth in 7 days. And he said, let there be light. So that way that you could see, so you could create your vision, right? So you could see and create your vision. Well, I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, that's exactly what the fuck awareness does. I got a vision that I want to lose weight, and I'm down to my goal weight now, by the way, guys. I don't know if you've seen, I put something up probably about 10 days ago, and you can see that I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I've lost 17, 18 pounds during 75 hard, but it's because I had awareness. I was able to do things in a way that would guarantee to get me to my goal. Okay. That takes awareness. I was like sitting there thinking about that. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, well, think of all the things in my life that I didn't have awareness around that actually got out of hand. Years ago, I talk about we had a $4 million year and I didn't have a dime to show for it after that year. And it's what it was. It was like new money, right? And I just spent it as quick as it came in. But the truth of the matter is, I wasn't thinking about how much I was making and how much I was spending. I was just thinking about, having fun with it and doing whatever I wanted and living in a way that I had never been able to live before. So at that time, I had lost awareness around finances. So, just like the calorie counting app, when you are putting in, your calories and you're trying to create a deflect, meaning that you are burning more calories on a daily basis than you're taking in, meaning that you're guaranteed to lose weight. Your finances are exactly the same way. When you have to gain clarity around it, though, you have to gain understanding. And sometimes, like, we feel that we like it takes too much time, right? Like it's going to take too much time to gain clarity around your finances. Well, the truth of the matter is, what you're doing when you create, let's just call this a financial deflect, meaning that you are spending less than what you make, right? And you're always going to have a surplus at the end of every month, right? So you're always going to be accumulating each and every month. What actually are you accumulating? You're accumulating freedom. You're accumulating time. It's one of them tricky things because I want to say that a lot of industries, a lot of specifically like credit card industries, they kind of thrive off of us not having clarity around what we're doing, and they want people to overspend and to live because to live above and beyond their means, simply because they don't even have clarity around it. Super important area of life to get clear around, okay, is your finances. So if you haven't got clear around that, I mean, I recommend look at it like I just told you about the calorie counting. I mean, actually take the time to get out. I mean, if you got to do it pen and paper, like I don't give a fuck, or if you got to do it on a computer or whatever it is, figure out how much is coming in, figure out how much is going out, and make sure at the end of every month that you're in the surplus, that you have more coming in than you have going out. You've got to gain clarity around that. And you know what? Some of that may take sacrifice, just like I'm sacrificing. Like I want to go out and eat a fucking whole tub of tiramisu. Like I really do. Like I would love to go out and just grab a tub of tiramisu from Dorothy Lane Market, a homemade tiramisu. I think, man, it's a tub is like a shitload. I've been known to eat a whole tub of it. And shit's like 3,000 calories. I would love to do that. But the truth of the matter is, like, that'd be the only thing that I could eat all day if I was to stay in the guidelines that I've set for myself, right? And the truth of the matter is, like, I'll give you another example. Okay, I'll give you another example here, right? So a couple weeks ago, we moved into a new facility, and it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. And I had a little bit of time on my hands that day, and I told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna move this whole fucking building. And she told me, she goes, don't do it, And contrary to what most people think, they're like, John, why the fuck are you doing it? You make so much money per hour and this and that. Like, I wanted to move this whole building. It became a challenge to me, especially when my wife told me that I couldn't do it. So I literally spent the entire fucking day from I got over there at 4 a.m. in the morning, carrying heavy shit, putting it on my back all day long. I mean, guys, to the end of the day, I was fucking exhausted. I mean, just one thing after the next. I mean, some of you guys know that I got like Hank, the giant Sasquatch, all the way down to big ass fucking toolboxes. I mean, I'm talking about some fucking like animal type shit. Like, let's just say you went to the gym all fucking day long and move shit and just fucking crushed it, right? So I get done at the end of the day. And one of the cool things about this calorie counting app, it's connected to my Apple Watch. And my Apple Watch, like literally, like it'll give you extra calories. So if you do more workouts, it tracks it and it'll add them calories to your diet, because it's just going to give me a 500 calorie deflect. So I end up doing all of this shit. I literally had like 3,000 extra calories that day to burn. like an extra 3,000 calories. So I was able to go eat pizza. And you know what? I didn't cheat because my diet is to stay under under that calorie deflect. So what did I learn from that? If I work out all fucking day, I can eat whatever the hell I want at the end of the day. you know, so you know, I really don't know where I was going with that full on, but I'm just saying that the harder you put in, the more that you put in, the harder that you work, you're going to have a bigger deflect, right? But you got to gain clarity around it. If I didn't have that clarity, I wouldn't even know how many calories I burned. I wouldn't know how to fully understand that. And I think anything in our life is just like that. I mean, you got a bigger month, right? Financially, you could go out and do some fucking shit with it, right? But the truth of the matter is, day in and day out, like today, I would love to go eat a tub of tiramisu, but I know that I can't do it. On that day, I could, but on this day, I can't because I'm not moving a whole fucking building over here. So now I want to tell you the next thing that actually came to me as I was thinking about gaining awareness over a situation. So a lot of people have a hard time letting go of control in business because they're afraid that they're going to lose awareness. And I totally understand this, right? So if you let go of control of your business, you could lose the clarity and awareness that your clients and customers are getting taken care of appropriately. There's a lot of different things that we're scared of as entrepreneurs to do because we don't want to let go of this awareness that we understand that, like, you know, we work so hard to build these businesses and to put it in somebody else's hands is a tough thing sometimes, right? And I was thinking about this the other day, and I had to go call stamps.com and I had to get a password because, long story short, I got a stamps.com account, but it was set up through a program that I use called ShipStation. And because I set it up through ShipStation, there was no way to change the credit card I had on file that expired. So I actually had to call up ShipStation. I'm sorry, stamps.com. And I had to get them to give me a password. Well, the lady was super nice. I mean, she took care of me. She asked me all the security questions I needed, put some additional ones on file. She sent me my account login. She sent me my login information. And at the end of the phone call, she explained to me that could I stay on to give a survey? And she explained to me that it was a 1 to 5 star rating and that she had to carry like a 4.7 star rating to satisfy her supervisors and keep her job. And I have seen this in several different business models, and I love it. I love it because the employees literally they're so accountable at this point, right? I'll give you another example. When I had a refrigerator delivered to my house, this is back in the day. It was the last refrigerator that I bought. It was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. So I have it delivered to my house, right? And 2 dudes show up, and one of them looked as if he was kind of fucking hungover from the night before, right? But the other guy looked like he was on target. He was like the responsible one between the 2 of them, right? And you should have seen these guys, right? They had to put this fucking thing on their shoulders, right? And it was like a strap that went underneath the refrigerator. And the other dude has to have this strap on his shoulders too. And they're walking this refrigerator into my house. And the one dude, he just looks like a zombie, like he's walking it in. And the other guy on the other side is like barking orders at this other dude going, watch out. You know, let's just say his name was Joey. Joey, don't hit the wall over there. Watch out here. Watch out here. And they were real careful. And specifically because of this one guy. This one guy was the one that made old Joey, Mr. Hungover guy on the other side of the refrigerator, super careful when they were bringing it in. He would even say things like the guy, the responsible one, he would say things like, "Oh, there's a scratch right here on your wall, sir," you know, before he walked through the doorway. So he was like pointing out shit and making sure he was keeping himself out of harm's way, and he was keeping himself out of liability. Now, we bought this from Lowe's. Well, come to find out, after they sat the refrigerator down and all this kind of stuff, and they plugged it in for me, and his customer service was like on fucking point, like dude took care of it, like legit for real. He let me know that here was a survey that he had to give to every client and customer. And this survey, again, he had to have like a 4.7 star rating to maintain and keep his job. And he like clarified with me that I was satisfied and that he took care of me in the way that I needed to be taken care of. And he was very particular I want to say as a smaller business, this is something that we should look into implementing into our SOPs, meaning that we should have some sort of star rating service that gets deployed to every client and customer. And you should be super clear and aware. That's the key, guys. You need to get fucking aware. If you're going to hire employees, you're going to scale and grow your business. You need to have feedback from your clients and customers. You need to have awareness around how they are being treated. Okay. It's probably going to be one of the most important things in the future is to be able to create awareness around these things. And it's easy to do. I mean, especially if the person fulfilling the service is different from the person that's scheduling the service, because that could be part of the SOP, meaning they have to show records that they reached out to the client and customer after the sale and made sure they were happy. And a lot of times, now here's the fucked up thing with us as business owners, we get stuck in this position that we're scared to let go of control, but then we're scared to get feedback from our clients and customers. It's the fucking craziest thing. Look, if you want to scale, you want to grow, you got to do things this way, guys. You got to get awareness around every area of your business. And if you can do things to automate that shit, like this 5-star rating service, what do I tell you guys? There's 3 things that you do. You look at things like, how can I eliminate this as part of the process? How can I automate it? Or how can I delegate it? Okay. And the last thing, if I love to do it, then do it. So them are the 3 areas that we're always looking to improve in our business. So, and even one guy shows out there, right? It's just one of you. And my industry is full of that. So the automotive industry is full of that, like one guy operations. You should get in the habit of doing this too. You should get in the habit of contacting your clients and customers afterwards, because you need to gain awareness around how they feel about your service. And that being said, if you make it a habit and you ingrain it inside of the systems of your business, then when you hire more people, you're already going to have that system in place. You're not going to have to worry about it. You should start when you're small. I truly believe that when we create systems around our business when we're small, and we develop systems that are that of a bigger company when we're small, we are projecting the signal to the universe, to the world, to God, that we're ready to grow, that we're ready to go to the next level. And I truly believe that that's part of it. That's like walking in the faith. That's not only walking in the faith, but that's like doing shit, like getting things ready. It's almost like a pregnant lady, right? Before she has birth, what's a pregnant lady doing? Her belly's starting to get bigger, right? She's starting to get excited, but what's she doing? She's going and painting the baby's room. She's going and, buying a crib. She's going out and looking at baby stuff. She's imagining, because she knows this baby is coming. So she's getting prepared for that, right? The same thing we should be doing in business. We know that this idea, this vision is coming. So we should be doing the things now, or you should be doing the things now to prepare yourself for that next level. So, but it all begins with awareness, guys. So anyhow, y'all, I appreciate you. And as usual, I'm going to see you on the next one.